With Pavlov Shack officially becoming a paid game, we are now on the close lookout, on the hunt for the next free game that is gonna really top all the charts, because the reason being, Pavlov Shack was in total dominance for like the last 2 or 3 years. I always had Pavlov Shack #1, not just because I'm some guy that just plays FPS games all day. No. It was just the overall aspect of it, from interaction, content, delivery, updates, and just all that stuff. Themes like Halloween and Christmas and all this stuff. So what had happened is I came across this game, X8, and I'm like, man, this game is really dope. And I jumped in, I played, I've been playing, and I'm like, yo, this game has a lot of potential. In fact, it's probably one of the best games right now, just due to what I played and experienced for absolutely free. Now, it doesn't give as much game modes as Pavlov Shack and all that, and it's different, right? It's like S&D. If you're doing Pavlov Shack, it's like S&D and Search and Destroy. And so playing this, X8 is in huge relation to what Valorant offers. Exactly. It's Valorant, and then you just put on your headset and it's definitely Valorant. So I would say that this would be the top game. Now let's really break this down in references and times, and just free games, at least around this aura, this type of game. We're gonna go Population 1. Population 1 was paid, went free. I don't like the pacing of Population 1 sometimes. And it's a battle royale at the end of the day, so it just depends if you want more battle royale. Essential Population 1 is obviously far more referenced to Fortnite. I think X8 right now is better than Population 1. Just my opinion. I don't know. I mean, y'all can flame me for that. And then when you compare it to the other FPS that's free, we're looking at Population 1, X8, and then you're looking at like maybe a Hyperdash. Hyperdash's pacing can get a little gruesome at times, and it's really weird. And plus, it's an older game. It has had its time. X8, I like the way it opens up. It feels real futuristic. It feels like if you were entering virtual reality Valorant style. And that is something that's very cool. The pacing also of this game is actually really fun. Now, the graphics are not top notch, especially when you start really utilizing your hero's abilities and stuff. But I actually like the way it looks. It's simple and it's sleek. It gets to the point. The stage is not completely huge. So what X8 is actually doing right now, the idea of a free game, I think this is pretty much limits us on what we're going to be getting in free games anyway nowadays. Because if you look at the free games list, it's actually far more worse than what we've had before, because everything's going like paid, or just games are just like, they just kind of died down already, or they're just not giving that sudden update, or there's another game similar to it that comes out and people revert to those games now. So there's a lot of reasoning why as to this free games list has changed. And if you see our channel, we have tons of free games lists. We need to make an updated one, so please be patient. We'll have a good one with honest transparency where nobody's paying us to really share those games. But Valorant in VR, I like it. I'm not even a huge Valorant fan, like, so I'm just like, oh, this is pretty dope, man. I thought it was cool. It has, like, but again, if you don't understand Valorant either, just think of it as Search and Destroy. Like if you're playing Call of Duty, or if you're playing like CS:GO, or if you're playing just or Rainbow Six, like think of those types of games, the tacticals, but with heroes. It's not necessarily Overwatch heroes, but it's Valorant hero type game. So I really like that stuff. Once you start learning a little bit like abilities and everything, then it becomes far more easier. I didn't even know any of that. I jumped in blind. I was just like, yo, let's just jump in. Let's have some fun. Let's see what we think. First thoughts, especially as Pavlov Shack is completely gone now from the free range. This game 100% wholeheartedly actually takes that throne. Just in my opinion, the only ones that really come close in terms of comparison, especially in the FPS genre I'm looking at, is Population 1, which is a BR. And then you're looking at Hyperdash, which has had too much time to be out already. And it hasn't even taken that massive leap. Because I think Hyperdash, was it paid before? I think Hyperdash was paid before, and then it went free to play. And then Population 1 was paid, and then it went free to play. Both of those were, yeah, I'm right. They were both paid, and then they went free to play. This game is just launching free to play, so that already puts it in its own echelon. So I think that this game is, in overall, in hindsight, better. And then when you look down the list, like just in referencing, you're looking at maybe like what, like VR Chats and Rec Room and Gorilla Tag still. And those are all games I'll always refer to. Those are all legendary for being free. Also, this game X8 gives us back that social interaction that we do need, because you have to be on teams, you have to communicate with your certain abilities. Everybody's kind of niched down to what they need to be doing their job, and that helps out a lot. That brings us back to where Pavlov Shaq brought us that interaction to make friends, and it's just better like that. And you can't be like, I mean, obviously you probably will run into some toxicity, but it gives you a reason to not really be as toxic at times, because you need to actually work together to win in this game. So I thought overall it is actually a really good game, and I'm very surprised at how good it was. It just released not too long ago, so I'm super excited for this. And it's weird for me to really jump the gun on this, but again, like, our free games have been very limited, especially FPS games. I like FPS games. Again, I'm a huge Contractors guy and Pavlov Shaq. And Population 1, I did like it when it first released because they were doing great on their launch of free-to-play. I just think they have been I wouldn't say they're completely horrible with the community, but they're not great at really communicating with their community and listening to them. Like, so if you want to go far more into like a battle royale / extraction, I do Ghost of Tabor way more, because Ghost of Tabor kind of gives you that battle royale itch, because you can go in 3 as a trio, do extraction and do all that, and get a battle royale feel if you don't feel like doing anything else in terms of missions and everything. Or you could just, like, I don't know, you can make it a little bit fast paced. So if you want like a battle royale, real battle royale itch, I would say go Ghost of Tabor, even though it's not really a battle royale. It's just because they listen to the community, they constantly give updates, and they're really making this game fully challenging. Whereas Population 1 kind of turns their cheek at times, like they give us certain maps and stuff. So it's something that I feel it again, and that was probably one of the reasonings why they went free to play. Because a lot of like people did not want to pay for a battle royale again at the end of the day. So that's pretty cool. And then plus you have Contractors coming out with the battle royale later. So if you want to be looking at that, making sure you're checking out Contractors battle royale. But as far as X8 is what they're giving us right now, I really got to give them props, and I commend them on that for this being free to play. How long is it going to be free to play? We don't know. But we do know we needed somebody. I mean, Pavlov Shaq lasted about 2.5 years. I think it was like 2.5 years. I don't know. Somebody quote me on that. But for that long tenure being a free game, we'll love to have another game that's at least half decent like Pavlov Shaq. And I think X8 really does take the throne on that. There's not really too much to really leeway against. So this is kind of just by default that this is going to go to the top of the charts regardless, just because from FPS, the pacing, and kind of certain abilities to where you have replayability and an actual learning curve and a skill gap. Those are always huge things in games. You always want like a skill gap. You always, where it's not just all crazy weird where you don't know what the heck's going on. So I got to give X8 a lot of props on that. And I feel that, in my opinion, right now, this is going to be a great top of the charts game. And I can't wait to share a full list of top free quest games actually played, tested, trialed, and true by your boy, because we have many lists before. So ensure that you are subscribing to the channel, liking, giving us a thumbs up, because this is huge that we have another free game on the spectrum as soon as our legendary #1 game, Top of the Hill, left us and became paid. Pavlov Shaq. We love you, Pavlov Shaq. Again, thank you for everything you've done for a standalone quest player, as we vouch for standalone players all day, because I can do PCVR if I feel like it, but I revert to not to, just so I can relate to our community a lot more and share like full-on thorough advice without getting too complicated with everything. So thank you, Pavlov Shaq, for all you did. X8, this is looking dope. So X8, I think you're going to be at the top of the throne for now, but y'all got to let me know what's up. Have y'all jumped in? This actually has really good ratings too, this game, all over Quest. So I know this is going to be a hit. I appreciate y'all, man. Y'all have a good one, and peace.